Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and welcome back to your North American Halo League week number 7, V2. Because V1 was nasty. Yesterday was disgusting, and we gotta do it again. We gotta do it again. I'm your co-host, Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting. I'm kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. And I'm joined by one of the best in the business. One of the best. He's only been doing it for about 6 months now, but he's already 10 times better than I'll ever be. Mr. Snow, I need you to tell them something about yourself.
Dude, you flatter me, my friend. That is far from the truth, but I appreciate the respect. It's been an honor casting with you yesterday, casting again with some more cool people in the past. And so I'm just excited to continue to watch some awesome Halo and talk about it. I mean, that's what we're all here to do, right? So I'm excited for this matchup. Now watching Foehammer and versus Flawless Cowboy. Then at 11 in Amberclad versus the Mod. This is week 7. We're coming close to the end here of this season, and these teams are heating up. You know, everyone's trying to get their games in, their last wins in, to place better in the seeds for the playoffs.
Absolutely, and we actually saw yesterday. We had Flawless Cowboy was locked in a 3-way tie with the Banished. And another team as well. They were locked in a 3-way tie for second place. The Banished won their game, so now they decisively took second place. Now we're going to see a Flawless Cowboy can do the same thing and go back to tying up for second place. But mind you, they have to go against the number 1 seeded Foehammer. The firepower that Bards and Siege bring to the table is deadly. It's dangerous. It's quite frankly, it's sickening, to be honest. I'm sick of it. And then you combine that with the support and the objective play and the vocal leadership that Anthopex and Monsters bring to the table. This is why they're such a strong team, and they're decisively the number 1 team. And on the other side, you have Flawless Cowboys with the newly inaugurated captain, Simply Fear Me. Hasn't been there since day 1, but ever since he's been there, he's obviously been very good at what he does, both as a captain and as a player. You have Nightmare, the film guru, Exevade, can't say enough about him, and Glitchy, a player that can go off at any point in time, but you always expect them to be in the right place. How do you like these two teams, Mr. Snow? How do you like these two teams?
Yeah, I like them. You guys all watching and yourselves a little bit more familiar with these players than I am, but a couple of them I recognize, Bards and Monsters particularly, on Foehammers, and of course, as you just mentioned, they're undefeated. So what more really needs to be said there? And then on the other side, the Flawless Cowboys, Glitchy is a guy that I've watched quite a bit play, and he can certainly go off. Good teammate, good member, like solid communication, and certainly I think plays above his skill level at times. So he's somebody you really got to watch out for, can really show up and make games happen. Last week, the one little note is I'm just sort of perusing through some of this data here. Flawless Cowboys did lose against the Banished, who we just saw yesterday, take it to the flood. I mean, they didn't come out firing on all cylinders in the beginning of their games, but they certainly took them when it mattered to finish those off. So I'm curious, and I'm hoping that Flawless is going to put up a good fight here up against Foehammers, because, it's going to be a tough battle. As you just said, like there are, balancing between the objective play, between the slaying potential, the support, the communication. Foehammers is going to be a really tough team for them to beat.
Well, I mean, I guess the first thing I want to see is who's going to be. Is there going to be their real starting lineup? Is one player going to have to back down and another player have to step up? That's going to be a huge difference maker. But I can assure you, Simply Fear Me, Nightmare, and Glitchy, I really like that trio. I don't know much about Exevade, but I know if he's in Division 1 over Capri Sun and Starkiller, obviously he's an amazing player. I think Flawless Cowboys has a ton of potential, and if you can neutralize the slaying of Bards and Siege, you can stop this team. You can. I don't want to sit here and say that Foehammer is this almighty team that can't be stopped. There is a formula. Now, is it easy, Mr. Snow? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, taking a quick look at what this layout is looking at right now, first game is going to be the Rig Strongholds. So we're not talking about strictly just slaying power here. The rotations are huge. And so if you can maintain good rotation, even in the case of saying you're being outslayed a little bit, but you can out-rotate the other team, continuously take those strongholds, be up 2-1, might be a really scrappy game for them, but they should be able to make it really close. And then, as we've seen many time and time again, you get the right kills at the right moment, and you can really close those games out. So we're really hoping again for Rig Strongholds, as long as they don't go, I think if they can prevent a triple cap, or at least minimize it at a time, that's going to be the key. If they get triple capped on, the slaying power, I think, is going to be overwhelming. And so that's what we're going to be looking to see here, is not that triple cap. Make sure that their teams are and the players are 4 alive at times, making calculated pushes all together, all at one, play that objective well. And that's going to be able to keep them in the running for at least this first one, the Rig Strongholds.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you guys look at the series, like you have the Rig Strongholds. Obviously, you want to do the best you can to not play bad, not play bad Halo. It's easy to say, but I could assure you, I promise you, if you get slayed out, the good teams will punish you off your spawns. Now, mind you, this is a draft style league, so I will say that, obviously, maybe not every team has that cohesion to be able to push together, bait and switch, collapse on spawns. But I promise you, when you have the likes of Simply Fury and Nightmare and Glitchy, they can speed things up at any given time, so they can push those spawns. When you have the likes, obviously we talked about Siege and Barge, that combo alone is absolutely nasty. So I promise you, if you get slayed out, watch your spawn. There will be nades flying at you. There will be 2 or 3 players flying at you, and you will get punished. And I would even say the same thing for Plaza. Plaza, the same thing, controlling those spawns, making sure that your opponent spawns bottom nest or bottom hotel, and punishing them for doing so. Truth capture the flag, another part. So one thing I'm noticing from these first 3 game types, if you play bad, you will get punished. As opposed to Echelon, you can kind of change the pace of the game. You can change things up a little bit. But Rig, Plaza, and Truth, you need to be firing on all cylinders from second number 1 until the moment you can't see a screen. And even then, go off. Get added out in the post-game screen. Go off. Start shooting in the pre-game screen. But either way, Rig, Plaza, and Truth, these game types of maps are very punishing. So you better be here to play.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, looks like we're getting these players almost in here. We're almost ready to go. And just to add to that thought, again, taking a look at the stats here, in terms of like maps lost and wins, there's not actually too big of a difference between these guys. The Foehammer obviously not winning a game, but Flawless Cowboys, only losing 2 series. They have 16 maps won and only 6 lost. Strong in CTF. Slayer kind of splitting it 4-4 in terms of what they've played. So that I think is going to be the weaker one on their part. And hopefully again that they're able to combat that slaying power and that communication of Bowhammers.
Absolutely. We have about 10 players in the lobby total. We're looking for 8 players plus the casters. And let me tell you, man, I can't say enough. The North American Halo League, the backbone of this league, is within the production. And my man Biggie, aka NAHL staff, has been every single week in and week out. He is here. Yeah, I'm always late. I'm absent sometimes. I show when I want. But Biggie, dedication right there. I love what Biggie brings to the table. Obviously, I have Marco on your face. He's in the chat right now. He's in the chat, making sure everything's going cool. Ban Streamlabs. I'm tired. I'm tired of him. Thank you very much for the big follow high games. I'm loving it. And mind you guys, we're going to a little 5-minute break. We're waiting for these players to come in. It's not Halo 5 if there's not a little milk in there. Come on, you know this. So, Biggie, do me a favor. Pass me to a break. I'm tired of this. Yeah. Y'all don't pay me enough to be talking with no players. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your North American Halo League, week number 7, V2, Saturday night. I'm watching a Faux Hammer and Flawless Cowboy going up against In Amber Clad. I'm sorry, a Faux Hammer and versus Flawless Cowboy right now, and eventually In Amber Clad versus the Maul. I'm your co-host, Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting, aka I'm kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. And once again, I'm joined by Mr. Snow. Mr. Snow, tell him something, please.
Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. We are just about ready to get this started off. We were waiting on a player from Faux Hammers. Looks like we're going to have Venom moving up from Division 2, and we're about to get this started off. We're going to do it right now, not to delay this Halo action any further. Rig on Strongholds will be our first one.
Rig Strongholds, game number 1, obviously so important. You have Atopex, Bards, Siege, and I'm sorry, no, wait, Bards is back. Venom's not here. Atopex, Bards, Siege, and Monstays going up against X-Evade, Glitchy 6727, Nightmare, that's misspelled, Nightmare, and Simply Fear Me. I'm ready for this. This game number 1. I was gonna be opening up with a lot of high action. You know what? I kind of want to go on boards with Bards. You know, he's kind of late. Let's make sure that his shots warmed up. Maybe he just woke up from a nap.
Well, I wonder, right? Is he coming from playing Halo, playing some other competitive league, or is he just like kind of missing his deadline here, not checking his calendar correctly? So very curious to see how that goes. Yeah. So let's see. You want to start off with Bards if we can.
Absolutely, Bards making his way and nading himself off a tower too, and that was a weird little glitch, but either way, comes back, takes out X-Evade, now gonna work his way over towards the tower 1, has a scatter shot now. Things are gonna look good. Things are looking good.
Yeah, and Monsters and his teammate are now taking this bottom basement, just as they're able to do that, as Bards just continuously making good work over at this bottom tower. Now putting pressure over on E2. He jumps up, still staying there, but what a nice grenade there. Take him out.
Absolutely, and actually Siege just dropped a double kill, so I just switched on board here with Siege, railgun in hand, now making his way towards Jason, sneaking up behind him, but oh my gosh, X-Evade was just X-Evade was evading Siege without even knowing he was behind him. 3-2 lead in favor of the red team squad. They're putting some good points on the board, and now going for the triple cap, Mr. Snow. They are now going for the triple cap.
Yeah, and this is what I was afraid of. We saw like the rest of red team all in bottom basement taking that one. Siege basically just holding down this top nest with railgun by himself, and they have this. Thankfully though, good rotation there, not having that triple cap for too long. Blue team able to take that BR base, and now still on board here with Siege getting shot at, but they're playing this nice and slow and steady, making sure still racking up the points for 2. This is getting into a little interesting battle here with X-Evade, who's not quite wanting to give him the easy kill. Of course, Bards is there for the help, and the teamwork out of them now up 19-2 so far in the Strongholds game.
So I'm still actually on board here with Siege. Put some good shots on Simply Fear Me across the map towards Engine 2, forcing Simply Fear Me to back down. Red team is now down 2 players, though. We're going to see if Blue team can capitalize on this. Siege putting some good damage, staying alive, putting some good damage. 10 minutes and 9 seconds worth of gameplay. The red team is up 25-3, but auto momentum now going in favor of the blue team squad because they have 2 captures and now putting some good points on the board.
Yeah, and a good, taking that good opportunity to be able to make that happen, just taking a nest right when they went 2 players down, still holding these 2 strongholds. And I'm over here with X-Evade, who looks like he just spawned. He's trying to make a play for this camo as the second one is up for the game, snagging it to see if he can get away with it being shot, just evading very, very well down in this bottom sewers. Now he's going to jump up, trying to make a play for basement, but I want to see if he's going to get any help from his teammates. Simply Fear Me getting a good nade on Siege, and 1 player down for each team. X-Evade making a nice move here, getting that nice kill on Monsters. Not quite able to get the basement, so nice play by Monsters to just hold that. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. Still holding those 2 caps, and they're slowly bringing this one back. Now 20-25.
Absolutely, and the blue team right now going for another trip cap. Actually, they're going to swap out bases right there. But Flawless Cowboys playing absolutely flawless, if you will, right now. They're now going to be taking the first lead of the game. X-Evade has the camouflage, missing the stick, but going right back at him, trying to get. Oh, he doesn't kill him. He doesn't get the kill.
Yeah.
X-Evade goes down. I don't know why. I don't like the fact that he went for that stick. I don't think. I think it was flashy, but I don't think there was any reason for that. X-Evade, you cannot be costing like that. Unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make it happen, but I think that the bigger brain play there was really recognizing, you know what, all right, I screwed up, I can't get it, you know, I'm more valuable alive in this position than I am dead, but hey, that's okay. You know what, they still have this this double control. I'm on here with Glitch, who's trying to contest this basement, gets a first good kill on that member from Fohammer, and now looks like he's got some help as they're trying to make this work as Glitchy rotates around, just trying to put pressure on these players from Fohammer as they're spawning over in back bunker, but now see, you know, the triple cap just comes into effect, so like really nicely done by Fohammer, able to make that happen right now, and with this triple cap, you know, we need to see Flawless Cowboys sort of make a calculated push all together, and right now the slays are exactly what's keeping this triple cap in effect.
Absolutely. Actually, I'm board here with Bards as he's just making plays right now. He was able to as you said, force that triple cap. Now it's a double. Now still putting pressure on him. Knows the camouflage is coming up. Now we're gonna see if he can get that burn. Not even the burn. It looks like Moss is gonna get it. Bards is playing absolutely insane. His positioning on this basement window, where normally people would die almost instantaneously. He pushed it. He had a great power position, putting down great shots. I'm liking the way Bards playing right now. 61-34 lead in favor of the red team squad with 7 minutes and 22 seconds worth of gameplay.
Yeah, and it's impressive just to see his movement on that, right? Like we saw him bottom basement make a jump up to mid cat, staying alive, doing a really interesting play there. Though we do see Anthropex now stepping up with the double kill, so we'll move over to his POV just as he dies. But yeah, I mean, you don't typically see that bottom basement as a good power position, but just the way the teams were spawning is exactly where he needed to be to put that pressure on.
Exactly the way he needed to be at all. I love the way Anthropex is playing right now, but one thing I love more than that is, woo, my good friends Aka Fiji, I probably said that wrong, and Soul Jiggy dropping the big follow. I liked you before, but now I like you even better. Still on board here with Anthropex as he takes over Nest, 77-35 lead in favor of your undefeated Fohammer.
Yeah, yeah. Flawless Cowboys, you know, sticking together here, now putting a pressure on basement, but you know, the Fohammers are just all sticking together so well, and you know, I said it before, we're saying it right now, their slaying ability seems to be right on par, they're rotating well. All of them now moving over towards Nest to get that defense. You know, Glitchy trying to make some plays. He's been one shot for quite a while as Barge takes him out from that same basement window position.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we're on board here with Siege, who just did a great job putting down damage, staying alive toward that Nest side of things, then rotating right back towards Carbine, going to be forcing good spawns, stopping basement, and that is the victory right there, 135 in favor of the red team squad. I'm not going to lie, Flawless Cowboys playing absolutely insane. They opened up the game very well. At one point, they even had a triple cap, and I'm not going to lie, I was kind of questioned. I was like, whoa, hold on, who is this Flawless Cowboys? Are they going to be taking down an undefeated Fohammer, but not for long, behind the slaying prowess. Barry Allen, the fastest Halo player alive, 17 kills, only 10 deaths with 7 assists. His partner in crime, Siege, 13 kills and 7 assists. Mr. Snow, tell me what you're seeing on the blue team squad. I saw some good things. What's the stats showing you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, comparing the two, definitely a little bit outslaying by Fohammers, but still solid plays, good assists on their team. Simply Fear Me, you know, leading the charge there with 15 kills, 11 deaths. And like you said, you know, that we saw like a good sort of fight in the beginning of that game there. They brought that back. They were down like 25-2. They brought it back, more or less tied it up, sort of back and forth a little bit. And so hopefully, you know, this doesn't discourage them going into the next game, which will be Plaza Slayer. We'll get that set up in just a minute. And I mean, I'm fearful for it because, you know, again, we say the slaying power of Fohammers is so strong. But hopefully if they continue to play well, play their lives, work together, they can sort of start to pick apart this team. And if Bards, you know, maybe he went off a little bit too fast and slows down a little bit, which is unlikely, but, you know, we'll see what happens then. Then I think they have a good shot at least making this one a really good fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to switch on to Plaza Slayer. Going to be our game 2. Plaza. Wow, we're talking about Plaza. Obviously, I watched both teams fight over that camouflage. Let me tell you, if you get away with that camouflage, it's gonna be it's absolutely deadly. Playing a team Slayer game type with camouflage on the map is the most frightening thing. He can come out anywhere, like freaking Jaws. I hear the music when they're going off, and obviously you have the sniper rifle. And as we said before, y'all know this by now. We don't baby you. This is the North American Halo League. We're not gonna be giving you the weapon timers and bailing out. Oh my gosh, it's coming up in 15 seconds. Everybody got ready. No. get yourself a coach, get yourself a timer, get yourself a brain, and make sure that you are ready because that sniper's coming up every 3 minutes on the dot. And you better be ready for it because if you are not, I promise you, your opponent will be.
Yeah, and they will be because they also have extended clips and extended mag size. So no one's running out of ammo here. The reload, you don't have to reload nearly as often. So people are ready to put shots on players more often than not. So that's going to enable more triple kills, more double kills, faster gameplay, like pushing those positions much sooner than they would have been able to with a traditional clip. Because hey, reloading takes time. I always hate that. Everyone's always. I myself am always thinking like, oh man, I really wish that I wasn't out of bullets right there. I might have been able to win that fight, and I think it's more likely not in this scenario.
Absolutely. It looks like we're starting things off here with Mr. Bards, aka Barry Allen, 1-0 leading favor of the red team squad. But if you can do me a favor, if we can switch on board here with the sniper rifle player, I believe that's actually Atopex. Atopex, the team captain. As never mind, he goes down almost immediately. And that's 3-2 leading favor of the blue team squad. Now a sniper rifle going right back in. Just follow the sniper. Let's play follow the sniper.
Love to see a good sniper on this map, especially because you got to take some interesting angles, right? Like you saw Bart's like being a little bit aggressive with it. And now, again, Glitchy sort of getting caught out of position. So I like this right now, 4-5. Like, this is a good little back and forth. Sniper still staying in the hands of the Cowboys, simply fearing them. Trying to make some nice shots, but nobody's really going off with this thing yet. And I do wonder if Flawless Cowboys can start to sort of build some momentum in that regard. They'll be able to do this with power.
Absolutely, and what a great start coming out of Flawless Cowboys, but here comes the cavalry, and its name is Fohammer, 9-4 lead in favor of the red team squad. I'm lost at how well that they play, and even when they're down, they simply come back, and again, look at that scoreboard, 5-2 is Bards right now, has literally half his team's kills, 10 minutes, 30 seconds worth of gameplay, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm absolutely loving it, Snow.
Yeah, I agree. But, I just was on board with Simply Fear Me, who just picked up a triple, just died right there. But taking some really good position now, moving back towards his team, just making sure that the enemy is not going to get a real easy pick on them. And that's exactly what Flawless Cowboys needs to do. So who we've on with now, let's go back to, Simply Fear Me. Still stick with him. He's taking his position top top gold. And really trying to lock this down as his team goes down 7-8. Yeah, this is sort of the thing we're talking about here. Really, Fohammer just sort of starting to run away with this one very, very, very quickly.
Absolutely, we have Overshield coming up very soon, and Bards Ninjas Jason with the Overshield right after. I was like, what? Barry Allen and he drops triple, and he drops a triple. Snow. I
mean, do we expect anything less from this man right here? And obviously using this power up so well, like to the full extent, getting the triple, getting the back smack. Normally that's what you want to do, but hey, look at this. Flawless Cowboys just takes them down now 3-0. Again, down 10 points. This is the momentum that they might need to make this happen as we go on with Glitchy, who's putting good shots over on LR, trying to finish off that kill. You got to hit those headshots to clear up those players. He now takes a position on top pipes, and he needs his team to help him. He's pushing a little bit into here. He's going to be out of position here as he's fighting with monsters. Monsters
position, but to be honest with you, you're doing a good job of putting some damage down. But as you said, he absolutely goes down. Your team is down by double-digit kills. Obviously, you can be playing great individually. However, at this point, you need great team play. Great job by Fohammer to recognize that. That's one of the reasons why they have such a huge lead. Again, 11-4 coming out of Bards right now. Atopex putting down some good shots. Gets captain on captain action. I'm loving it.
Yeah, back on with Bards, who's, again, I feel like he plays so fast and so slow at the same time, right? Like, you look at this guy right now fighting over in Flowers, and, like, he just did a good job of just forcing Simply Fear Me to, like, have to make a really good play to kill him, keep him in that position. So, just the ability for them to be able to do that. Of course, they cut the lead here, 28-21, and, yeah, I'm curious, really, to see sort of, like, the teamwork of Flawless Cowboys just sort of sticking together more, playing their life as we reach sort of the middle part of this game. And it looks like the power-up is going to be back up in a minute. And if Flawless Cowboys can make a play for this, which it looks like they're starting to do, that could well turn the favor back in there. Or turn their position back in their favor.
Absolutely, I mistakenly said it was a camouflage earlier, but it's actually obviously the overshield, which is still the same kind of effect. When you have overshield in a Slayer game, you're just able to tank so much, when you're able to initiate pushes and put pressure on the enemy team and make them as uncomfortable as possible behind the blanket, behind the protection that is that overshield.
Yeah, and despite that one being burned, we've seen Glitchy making some really nice plays with the sniper rifle, which is the other sort of X factor here that we talk about in all these games. You know, control the power weapons and you might be able to win, making a nice double kill. Now trying to stay alive though, but Bard's with that sort of eagle eye across the map pistol play as he takes him down.
And hold on 1 second. My man Sick Joe dropping the big follow not too long ago. Welcome to the community, Joe. I always liked you before, and I like you even more now. 35-27 lead in favor of your undefeated foe Hammer right now. I'm actually looks like we're on board here with Barge with a sniper rifle in hand, making his way over towards top dip. What is he going to do with this snow? What is he going to do with it?
Wow, they're starting to put pressure on this Cowboys team as they were hunkered down sort of in that bunker play, but looks like he was trying to catch Excavade, who was trying to make a play and a little bit of a flank, and just takes his head right off. And, you know, 36-29 now. They've been very comfortable in this game. Flawless Cowboys able to sort of make a little bit of a comeback here, down I think 12 or 10 at one point, now cutting it to 6. But we're reaching sort of like the critical part in this, and they need to build this momentum. And Foehammer's not letting him do that. Like 4 players up for each team, now 1 just going down, and they play very, very smart. So even if they just trade out kill for kill, that'll sort of take them to victory here.
And Monster's getting a nice big kill on that bottom neutral player, then turning around, getting the melee, doing some good damage. I like when players are as efficient, as effective as possible on the map with their lives. Mind you, can stay alive for an hour and a half, but if you're not putting down the shots, you're not staying alive, you're not being as efficient and working with your team as possible, you're not helping whatsoever. 39-34 lead in favor of the red team squad, but they need to play. They can't get too cocky here, Snow. Let me tell you, this league can easily go. this league can easily go in favor of the Flawless Cowboy. They need to play a good Halo. 41-35 lead in favor of the red team squad.
Yeah, and just saw Anthrapax make a really nice play there, preventing himself from dying as sort of the overshield came up, and I'm not sure exactly who came away with that one, as now they're up still 43-37. So trading kill for kill, they're doing a good job staying alive, and I think the intimidation factor is certainly playing a factor here. You can see all of Flawless Cowboys sort of hunkering down and just waiting for Foehammer to make a mistake, and I don't know if they're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm actually on board here with Nightmare out of Flawless Cowboys right now. And then again, I like the way Flawless Cowboys is playing right now. You have 3 players double digits right now. 10 kills apiece out of Nightmare, simply fearing Glitchy just with 11 kill to the board. If it wasn't for Barry Allen dropping 17 kills, I haven't said that name enough. It's ridiculous. 17 kills come out of Barry Allen, 46-39 lead. He is a large reason why his team is ahead so much. But Atropex with sniper rifle in hands. Let's see what the Capitone can close out this game.
Yeah, and your point about Barry Bards, his positioning is so good that he's able to sort of collect on the work that his team is doing too. So obviously being a team game, that's going to be the case. And Anthrapax now just sort of like hunting around, playing very safe, and taking this top nest position. He's going to catch Glitchy a little bit unawares, misses the no scope, but going for the quick kill at this point. They're up 49-42, so that doesn't seem to be they're too afraid, and that'll lead them to victory right there.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 going in favor of Foehammer. That's a 2-0 series lead so far in this best of 5. We're not going to be moving over to a close-out game. If you're a fan of Foehammer, if you're a fan of Flawless Cowboys, they're going to have to pull off the reverse sweep. Let me tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm looking at the scoreboard right now. Let me tell you. Bards, Barry Allen, 19 kills, 11 deaths, the triple kill, which was part of that ninja that he got. It was absolutely insane, ridiculous. His co-slayer for today was Monsters, who actually went neutral in the slaying column with 12-12. 9 assists apiece come out of Siege and Atropex. I respect that. What do you see on the other team, Mr. Snow? What's jumping out to you?
Well, I see very equitable stats here, and I think throughout the game you could kind of see that as well too, right? They were playing together. They just weren't able to sort of turn the tide on the strength of Foehammers, and so basically equal deaths. So you can't really blame any one player for not fulfilling their role. It's just a matter of Foehammers was able to step it up. Bard's obviously 19 kills, sort of really going off, playing the rotations really well, getting the flanks, consistently shooting players in the back, and obviously winning one-on-ones when he needs to. And so for this next one, moving back towards an objective game, CTF is going to be a game that both of these teams have historically played well at. And Truth, capture the flag, there's no power weapons, there's just the power-ups. So this one is a particular map and game type that I think shows your true strength as a team, because just the map is so small. There's not a lot of places to hide, and as much as I would love to see a comeback here, it's going to be a very uphill battle. So I hope Nightmare right now taking a little brief break here. Hopefully they're collecting themselves, talking a little bit about a team, maybe. Oh yeah, and just sort of collecting themselves, making sure that they can bring their A game here. And I'm gonna let, why not actually shout out.
Absolutely. Obviously, you have the red team firing on all cylinders, and as you said before, the Truth CTF truly separates the boys from the men. And I promise it's a map that punishes you. You gotta play near perfect Halo on it to be successful. And my gosh! By the way, the lobby's actually open. If we can close that and make it invite only. But either way, it's a map that I feel like you need a coach for it. If you guys haven't done film review, if you guys haven't implemented a coach into your game, let me tell you, I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to scroll down just a little bit while the game's about to be started. Right under the screen, right under the About NHL Halo, about the left hand side, you're gonna see a red and a blue Spartan staring at each other kind of intensely. I didn't like each other a little bit. Either way, international on top. So that's a Spartan V company, a program, excuse me, SVP. Let me tell you, SVP, they're a great group, guys. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Tools, Brooks, Jolly Josh, Blue House is a bunch of great guys. They will take your game up a whole nother level. If you're already good, they'll make you great. If you're already great, they'll make you pro.
Yeah,
if you're bad,
and that's what Halo's all about, right? Getting everybody to be better at this game.
And somehow I'm on the blue team. I get subbed in. What happened here? I get subbed in. My gosh, we're going to game number 3, guys. Capture the flag on the Truth. Again, I'm expecting to see textbook Halo coming out of Foehammer. But let me tell you, Flawless Cowboys, they go back to their bread and butter. Just play fast, play fast, play fast. And just when you're about to slow down, play fast. Make that opponent uncomfortable as possible. That's what Flawless Cowboys does. And you notice that kind of gameplay almost bullies lesser teams. But now we're seeing going against the likes of Foehammer. You know what? Bully Foehammer. These guys ain't nothing. Who's Bards? Barry, that Flash wannabe. You're not Superman. Yeah, you're not Superman, Mr. Snow.
No, I'm not. But some of these players are. And I think that if you take your Supermans on your team, you work with them, you work with the rest of your squad, because Superman can't do it all, right? If you've ever watched any of those old footage of old Superman shows and stuff, like, things happen to the champions and to the leaders of the world. And so they need the support of those to do it. And exactly as you said, I think that Flawless Cowboys just needs to play fast and catch Foehammers unawares, like get a couple good caps, at least one good cap on the board, build their momentum a little bit, and make sure that they don't let Foehammers just make any more progress. So we'll see what happens here. If they can shut down Bards in particular, call him out, make sure that they're always challenging him on a 2-on-1 at least, and making sure they know where the enemies are. That's gonna be very important.
And it looks like 343 wants us to start off with Nightmare. Who are we to question it? Flying all the way over to their snipe side right now, putting some great shots at Adelpex, taking nades right to the face, taking out it. That's a 4 down for Foehammer. Flawless Cowboys playing super fast right now, and they just got rewarded with a camouflage and map position because of it. Whoa, what is going on here?
That was phenomenal. Like, great play by their whole team. Nightmare pushing almost like aggressively forward, is that they're going for this flag cap now, and getting like a late camo, if you will, at the 40-minute mark. Nightmare playing that super well. Unfortunately, it looks like that flag might be dead as Foehammer just gets a good spawn after that and just totally dogpiles that flag, making sure that they're not going to get tapped.
Oh my gosh, Max on board here with Bards as he's making it towards bottom mid, putting some great shots on Nightmare, taking out Simply Fury for the double kill, and he knows Glitchy's there. He's gonna get the triple. Is he gonna get the triple? The fastest man is not fast enough. Glitchy ends up taking him out right there, and Glitchy making a good play, making it towards P3. Time on board with Glitchy. He's playing absolutely excellent, taking out Bards, now challenging Atopex, winning that individual gunfight. We have a tied up game with 10 minutes and 48 seconds so far, and I'm loving the back and forth action. Snow, I'm loving the back and forth action.
I agree, and we just saw Glitchy die there, but he was doing a really good job holding that top P position, obviously beating Bards in that situation, and that's exactly what you need, right? You need to take that top control, top mid position right now. This entire team spawning on the bottom, and that's not good. I want to see them get some high ground, and because that's exactly what Fohammer's doing. Glitchy is still now back in the base, on with Simply Fear Me, who unfortunately just died as well. But yeah, so they need to make sure that they keep that top mid position and just keep map control, because otherwise, that they're gonna lose it.
And we just watched Atopex go down. I actually switched on board here with Monsters and trying to do the best he can to control this top P side of things. Glitchy going right at him off spawn, and Monsters putting him on his back. Enjoy that black screen, Monsters, and think about what you just done. You don't challenge monsters like that. You just don't, Glitchy. You should know this.
And Monster's doing a good job checking all his angles, making sure no one was contesting him at that top P position, P3, as he goes down and is trying to contest this camo that's about to be up right now. Going on back on board with Glitchy as he just dies. Excavated with a perfect kill now. The Monster's just got that in, doesn't get away with it.
Absolutely, I switched right back on board here with Monsters, guys. He has the camouflage in hands right now, making his way over towards the top P side of things. Gonna get a plasma pistol because camo just isn't enough for him. Goes at Nightmare, takes him down. A little bit of miscommunication. I'm surprised Excavate was able to sneak in there and take out Barry. Either way, double kill. 3 down for Flawless Cowboys. We're going to see if Fohammer can capitalize. They're getting the slays, but they need to be playing a little bit more objective, efficient. They need that player being that Wall Street-like player, getting into the base, ready to pull at any given moment. Monster, just use the lift. Damn, you're pissing me off.
He's trying to make this jump up top mid, just play the sneaky play, but look at this. They know exactly he's there. Glitchy just dying from him earlier is going to take him right out. As it looked like there was sort of a distraction on the other side of the map as that flag was pulled in. Traditionally you don't want to do that, but it looked like it went in favor of them there. They're able to get some slays and prevent a potential flag run from Fohammers. I'm back on board here with Glitchy, just playing this top mid position. He's flying forward with the Anthropex, is going to get that perfect kill, and now just challenging up Monsters, recognizes he needs to back down, but playing it very well, just sort of teasing it almost as he trays and just continuously giving his team the opportunity to take top mid control.
Absolutely. So we're switching gears over towards Excavate as he makes his way over towards the base. We're clearing out that base right now. Now going straight to Attic, going to be as efficient as possible. Wishing a couple of shots right there. Siege, the master, and staying alive. Oh my gosh, and Siege challenging Excavate to fisticuffs. And let me promise, Siege, he wants them hands. He wants them hands now.
But look at this, like Nightmare making a good run there as this team is spawning over on that P side. It looks like they might be in a good opportunity to try and get this pull as they're trying to slay this out. Likewise, though, on the other side, Monsters is going to make a pull, just sort of like prevent that potentially from happening. He pulls it almost in distraction as well as he turns around and gets a nice kill on Nightmare, just hanging out in this attic position. I really love that, waiting for his team to come and make this play here. And it looks like there's going to be... oh, look at that, though. No, that's not. The camo is up right now, and this could... on the board already, right there, for Flawless Cowboys, going 1-0. I love it.
1-0 lead in favor of the Flawless Cowboys. Glitchy has the camouflage and the killing spree, and Fohammer goes 3 down once again, Mr. Snow. Once again, they go 3 down, and Glitchy just kind of patrolling. I'm not really a fan of the exact position he was in Courtyard. This is why I want him to be top mid with the camouflage, being as efficient as possible, taking out Atopex, now dropping down bottom mid, going for the recap. This is what I like to see from Glitchy right now, making good use of that camouflage. 6 minutes and 40 seconds with the gameplay, and still a 1-0 lead in favor of your Flawless Cowboys.
Yeah, and it's Glitchy playing that camo. I agree with you, not super well in the beginning there, but at least in the defense, just doing a good job trying to stay alive as much as possible, taking a good angle, knowing where the enemy was coming from, and now Excavate sort of holding on to the flag. They're preventing the enemy from knowing where he's at, and is where it's sort of in a little bit of, I believe, of a flag standoff here.
Absolutely, and Excavate free-firing that wall. I don't think he likes that wall very much. 2 down for Fall Hammer right now. We're gonna see if Flawless Cowboys can take advantage of the situation. They need to obviously they need another round of slays, put pressure on the spawns, and here we go. They're doing just that. They've already taken out Atropex right off a spawn.
Yeah, and I just jumped on board here with Nightmare, almost getting the Ninja, though unfortunately Monsters is going to take that one out for him, as his entire team sort of now moving over to the top P side, going to put pressure on this side. The Flawless Cowboys is ready for that. Monsters trying to take a position in bottom mid, and they're ready for it. You know, I'm loving what I'm seeing, the teamwork out of Flawless Cowboys here, and not really giving Foehammer sort of any room to poke and prod the way that they want to.
So the Atropex putting a nice little gunfight. Excuse me, against Glitchy right there, but it gets taken out right by Sean, aka Nightmare. Not sure why he has Harry as his service tag. His name is definitely not Harry, but 1-0 lead in favor of the blue team squad, and Nightmare has just gotten rewarded with a camouflage and making his way over towards the P side of things. Spots the fly, not gonna shoot him right away though. Really smart play right here. Goes and back smacks Atropex. Now he lets the challenge the flag right now. Gets the double kill. Can he get this recup? Snow? Can he get this recup?
Beautiful, beautiful play by him. The patience, like just barely to getting that that back smack, as they're gonna go up 2-0. Now he's in great position to put pressure, gonna get a stick on Anthrapax, as he's now just raining havoc on this red base, and that's, you know, he wants to stay in this red base. He wants to continue to slay players out of it so that their team has a good position to make that third and final pull, because, you know, we're reaching the 4 minute and 30 mark right now, so there's still plenty of time for this game to turn around. So they need to keep up the pressure. They're up 2-0, but they have to stay vigilant, because, you know, right now the slays are definitely going in their favor. Glitchy sort of leading the charge here. Nightmare with 17 as well, so they're certainly outslaying. They need to keep outslaying the Bowhammer team. Going back here. Oh, I can't hear. Why not? I don't know what happened to his comms, but back on here with okay. Back on here with Glitchy, as he's taking position trying to in red 2 to sort of put pressure on this top mid. Gets a nice kill on Bards there. Now just trying to clean monsters out of his base. Not quite able to do it, but 3 down for them, 2 down likewise for Foehammer, and sort of very back and forth at this point.
Absolutely. I'm actually on board here with Simply Fear Me, making his way over towards top P, a champion online. He's actually won multiple tournaments and has gone far in so many different leagues and tournaments. Simply Fear Me has been playing absolutely lights out. But here we go. Atropex pulling a flag. Gonna automatic starting goes down to my Nightmare. We're gonna see if the Foehammer can bait this flag, get the slays, and finally put one on the board for True.
Yeah, and you see here Siege with Invis playing this, getting a couple of good sticks on those players with a double kill and keeping that flag alive. I like to see it 2 down for each team. So yeah, this is definitely the opportunity that Foehammer needs to sort of keep this one alive. Is now I'm switching over to Anthrapax as he dies top mid, and you know, a couple players, 2 from Flawless Cowboys, just sort of solidifying and preventing that flag cap from going any further.
Absolutely. We're going to switch gears over towards Monsters right now. Doing a great job making way towards top mid, trying to stay alive as long as possible. But Nightmare, the flying monkey, goes right after him. That's your worst nightmare right there. Flying out of top mid, taking him out. I'm actually on board here with Glitchy, putting some good shots down with flag being pulled. Glitchy goes down. Atropex starts to fly, ends up going down. But we're going to see, once again, if Foehammer can finally capitalize on these pulls coming out of Atlas.
Yeah, and good plays by Glitchy, sort of, again, a back and forth, a couple players now from each team as this flag is sort of slowly moving for Foehammer. It's just returned now, as all players from each team are both alive, and Foehammer taking this top mid position. Siege up top here, a couple players moving into the base now, collapsing in. That's always what you want to do here, coming in from both sides and then pushing out on the fans, or on the outside rings, of course. And yeah, I mean, that's just like the best avenue to go. You have the most cover, you have the most potential support, and you have that high ground position.
So we just hopped on board here with Jason, aka Excavate, but he goes down once again. Simply Fear Me going down is what everybody on Flawless Cowboys is going down. I'm on board here with Siege doing a great job with the plasma pistol on top mid. It's a great. Oh my Camouflage gets a great EMP assist right there. And here we go, Fohammer now pushing in once again. They've had so many times where they slayed out, but they need to capitalize on the objective. Great plays coming out of Siege right now. Finally, the flag passing the 50% portion of the map. Afterpex going all the way. Could he get it with the camouflage? And he does. Finally, a flag cap on the board. Snow, how do you like that?
I love it. I mean, Siege just making all the right slays, and I'm sure at this time he was just like, I'm killing all these players. Go get the flag. Go get the flag. And they did that. Now, they've got a minute to get another one, and that's the challenge here. Still down a flag cap. Excuse me. Stuttering here because I'm so excited to see this potential win here from the Flawless Cowboys to have this go to a game 4.
Oh my gosh, Monster's getting a great double kill with the 2 nades. Bard's coming up behind him, getting the pull, but Siege blocking, he's actually blocking Bubble Spawn right now, so Glitchy gets a good spawn on base, but doesn't matter. They collapse on it very well. Athropex now going for the flag touch, along with Bard's over the miscommunication right there, but hold on. Flawless Cowboys snuck a flag out. They have it over towards the car side. Fohammer's gonna have to slay out and get the returns now. Can they do it?
Yep, and it was a good play. I didn't catch who exactly did it, but it was, you know, Fohammer was just making a really good run, slaying out, and they decided, like, okay, instead we're just gonna overextend. We're just gonna take this flag, and now with about 5 seconds left, I think that's gonna be it. They'll take this one. We're gonna go to a game number 4, man. I'm excited. Echelon, right? Is the next one? No, excuse me. Yeah, Echelon. Nice.
Echelon ball. We talked about it before. We talked about how Rig, Plaza, and Truth, in my opinion, played really towards Fohammer's strengths right there. Flawless Cowboys had to take one of those in order to come back at it. But now Fohammer taking game number 3, getting a little bit of momentum on their side. If they can win one more, they can force a game 5. They can come back and reverse sweep your undefeated Fohammer. Let me tell you, Flawless Cowboys was in second place for a reason just yesterday. It's a good squad right here. Look at the scoreboard right now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 29 kills coming out of Glitchy, 28 out of Nightmare. Snow, what are you seeing on Fohammer side? I'm looking at the slaves going in favor of Fohammer, but they just were not being objective efficient enough. What was it, Snow? What was it?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, not being objective efficient enough. Like, at the end there, we saw Siege just make some really great plays. I mean, look here, too. Bards, the player who was sort of the strongholding their last 2 games, are really going off, struggling a little bit in terms of the slay department. Obviously, the assists were there. Obviously, the damage was there. But his objective play and his slays weren't matched up to what it is. And that's the flaw between, of having a dominating player that you need to rely on every time, because if they happen to have a bad game or something like this can happen, and you lose it, and you lose a match.
Absolutely, and man. I talked about the slays department, but man, I didn't talk about the damage. 5,400 damage coming out of Glitchy. That is absolutely insane. Big ups to Siege. Siege dropping 29 kills. I mean, obviously in a losing effort, but still a valiant losing effort at that. Looks like both teams are ready. Red team is ready. Blue team is ready. We're throwing on oddball on Echelon, Echelon, if you will. We have Rockets coming up every 2 minutes. No timer again. We don't baby you. North American Halo League, get used to it. If you don't know, now you know. If you need them practice, go ahead and sign up for SVP. That link is actually underneath the About section of NAHL. If you want to be able to control the map, control the times, just get better overall, you want to sign up for that Spartan V program right below the About Me section. But yeah, camouflage, rocket launchers, plasma pistols, extended mag pistols. Snow, this map has everything.
It does. It really does. And this is, I'll be honest, this is one of the maps that I know the least about. I haven't been playing matchmaking super a lot, but it's definitely arena style. It's got a lot of good elements to it. You got top pizza, you got the bottom fridge area. So there's a lot of avenues in which like flanks can be made. And especially with oddball, right? People like how this plays because it's you got to keep moving. I think it's really difficult to sort of hold one location of the oddball.
And 343 wants to actually, we're going to switch it on board right off the bat to CJ, aka Siege, who drops down behind Zach, gets the back smack. Now going to challenge X-Ray right now. Ball in hands. Great plays come out of Fohammer. Let me tell you, they didn't come out this flawless against Flawless Cowboys in game number 3, but they're coming out absolutely insane right now. 10-1 lead, and there's only been 30 seconds worth of ball time. What's going on here, Snow? What is going on here?
I mean, I think they're just setting up really nicely there. You saw Siege just take a good position in fridge with that ball, holding it up, and then Anthropax sort of like all the teams sort of fanning out, like calling out, saying like, where do we need to rotate, who do we need to slay, and that's exactly what they're doing.
And oh man, let me tell you, I love the way CJ and this Faux Hammers are playing right now. But one thing I love even more than that is my man Chino, the carry, dropping the follow. Whew. Again, I liked you before, Chino, but now I love you. Welcome to the community, man. I hope you come up here more often. This is your North American Halo League, week number 7. Week after week, we have these matches on Friday and Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern. So you gotta be here or be square.
Yeah, definitely. Always looking for new people to join up. You know, bolster this community for sure. Nice plays. Getting back to the gameplay here. Nice plays here initially from the blue team, Flawless Cowboys, as they sort of push in that fridge area. Unfortunately, not able to take any ball time though. So the Slay's now going back and forth. And something about oddball is something I say about King of the Hill or even Strongholds, because you just prevent your opponent from scoring, you know, from grabbing that ball, even if you're not scoring, like that's okay, right? You know, you're up 35-19 right now, and if you just continuously like make the right place for that ball, play it when you need to, and prevent the opponent from picking it up, even if that just means zoning it a little bit, then that's okay.
Absolutely, and I'm loving what I'm seeing coming out of this red team squad. Faux Hammer, they have a 40-19 lead, but man, Simply Fury, I don't know if you saw that. Simply Fury actually stole the ball from top blue and wrapped it all the way towards Rocket somehow. That was a great job for him to go in there, flank them, steal the ball away, and now we have Flawless Cowboys putting down some good points on the board here. 40-31 now in favor of Faux Hammer, but all the momentum and all the ball time right now going towards Flawless Cowboys, and they just might take their first lead of the game here. No.
Yeah, great job by Simply Fury clearing out that Camel player. Likewise now though, Ball Guy needs to get out of there. He's being collapsed in on. He needs to play that ball, and the red team, excuse me, Faux Hammer, forgetting the names of these teams, able to take that. Now looks like they have the map control here. They're going to have this ball, and that's exactly what you want to see, right? They just sort of switch the position and say, oh, okay, you guys are at top pizza. Now we're at top pizza, and we have the ball, and they're going to take that lead right back.
Absolutely, 49-48 lead in favor of Faux Hammer right now, and it looks like we're going to be hopping on board here with Evade. Jason has already made his way towards top pizza. The pizza topping, if you will, has the ball in hands. Now going to extend his lead just a little bit more. 8 minutes and 47 seconds worth of gameplay, and I'm loving the way Flawless Cowboys play. Can they force a game 5? Snow? Can they force a game number 5?
The way they're playing right now, they certainly can here. Nightmare picking up a good double. Maybe is that a triple? Yes, it is. And nice job by the ball carrier too, sort of trying to get that away, bringing it over back towards where his team is spawning. And I think that's something that we don't talk about a lot, but it's exactly what you need to do. If you can't get that ball off the map, just sort of rotate it back towards the way where you know your team is going to spawn, so that you have a better opportunity and chance to prevent the enemy from taking that ball and taking a better position. Because, you know, frequently in this game, you know, we talk about rotations and stuff, and that's what you want to do. You want to set up around the objective as best you can.
You absolutely do, and I'm on board here with the Captain Adopex coming in, putting down the damage, assisting Bards, getting a double kill. Says backup players, I need to get this ball. You guys need to do what you do best and slay. Let me be that Walshy-like player. But just to say, that ball did not go off the map right there, and not even. Gosh, not even Walshy able to put that ball off the map. That might have been a major blunder. If we can get these slays, secure this positioning, they can put some good time on the map here. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, Siege getting the kill there with a rock launcher, but losing it. Now looks like this ball position is sort of hanging out over by that Pelly. Yeah, I mean, I want to see Simply Fear Me now challenging Monsters, who has the invis, and now Monsters getting a nice double kill, going for the triple. That's 3 members down now for blue, and yeah, this is looking much better now in favor of Faux Hammer to be able to sort of climb back in here, as this game is sort of going back and forth, like very scrappy. Not one team able to get a whole bunch of ball time, and I think that's evident, obviously, of the players, but obviously just the map plays that way. You can wrap in and get flanks very easily, I think, with this, especially when you know you're not on radar.
Hopping on board here with Monsters with the camouflage, making a great flank. But yeah, I mean, they say the mark of a great team is not what you're doing when you're front running, but how you're able to bounce back in non-advantageous positions. You saw Faux Hammer blunder and knocking the ball off the mat. We saw them go 2 or 3 down right there, and instantly off of spawn, we see them play towards their advantages, get the slays out, get the ball right back in hand, and have 85-76 lead, mainly because of it. Bards the ball in hand right now. And again, most teams, when they when they make mistakes like that and they go down, they're gonna go down 30, 40 points, but not FoHammer. They bounce right back at you, and large because the slang that they come at you is so strong. Bards has 19 kills right now. 19 kills.
Yep, and that's, you know, at the end of the day, that's gonna help a lot, right? And you see now Bard's zoning these players, knowing exactly where they're spawning over in that bottom left area as he's now trying to make a play for this ball. A couple of members down for blue team, and that's going to give them an opportunity to grab this ball, take it over to Pizza, sort of lock in some more time as we go to hit the 100-point mark now. Just 50 more to go for them, and yeah, I mean, as long as Bards can play this ball and not get totally collapsed in on, because, you know, to be honest, Blue's done a good job collapsing in on them well, as he just gets taken out right now, and they're able to grab some more balls.
Absolutely, 107-77 lead in favor of the red team squad right now. Flawless Cowboys has just gone 3 down though, and Simply Fury still, despite being 3 down, is still able to steal that ball away, bring the ball back to where his teammate spawns. Want to see if they can slay out once more, but Siege taking out Nightmare. They're making it hard on them. They're making it hard on the Flawless Cowboys now.
Yeah, I know, and it's funny there because I was like, oh wow, yeah, they were still able to get away with that ball. I kind of missed it, but likewise, bouncing right back while Hammer's like taking that aggressive stance, recognizing that they're probably not set up, they're still trying to spawn, and so they say, hey, we need to be on this, we need to be on this now. And now it looks like they're going to be trying to close this game out, probably in the fridge area. Simply Fear Me on with him as he trades with Bards, and that's not going to quite cut it yet.
Monsters and Nightmare are two of the best camouflage players in the lobby right now. They play so patiently. They're surgical tacticians, and they pick you apart piece by piece. Monsters playing absolutely insane right now, getting the kill, putting the damage down to the second player. Points still being put on the board for FoHammer. This is the reason why they're ranked first place in your North American Halo League week number 7. How do you like that, Snow? How do you like that?
I love it. I mean, right there with Monsters, you know, he knows exactly what most of us do now. You know, 3 shots in the beatdown, playing the corners of the map well, making sure he's not being hit by grenades, like waiting for his team to come in there. And as you said, just playing so patiently, like, really helps when you have Invis, because you're that much harder to hit. I mean, I know some members have eagle eyes, and that's when we see some big plays of somebody just sort of taking the camo out of the equation. But yeah, when you're able to play it like that, it's so good. Of course, now we see Glitchy with the ball hanging out here, and they're able to sort of crawl back. They're hitting the 100-point mark, so this game is far from over. Still 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game, and you know, if they can keep slaying, as Nightmare gets a nice double, that's going to put some more time on the ball for them.
Let me tell you, Snow. Yeah, you never tell a lie. Not one time have I seen you live. Not at all. Yeah, Blue Team is making a great comeback right now. Flawless Cowboys putting some good points on the board. And despite even not playing the ball, now they're somehow turning the non-advantageous situations into a good one. Because they slay out once again off spawn, and now they're putting more good points on the board. 3 minutes, 17 seconds worth of gameplay left. And Blue Team has all the momentum on their side. If they get one more round of slays, they can take a lead here. But just like I said, that Blue Team has just gone 3 down. But Flawless Cowboys has just gone 3 down.
And I think that the mistake there, we watched the ball carrier, and we were watching over by Pelican fight for that camo, and Monsters was able to get away with that. He basically was in a 2v1, and I don't know if he got any of those kills, but he was able to sneak away and do good damage, and now, of course, his team has the ball. They only need a couple more seconds to go. It looks like that's all she wrote.
It's all she wrote indeed. 150 to 112 in favor of FoHammer, taking their game number 5. I'm sorry, I'm assuming, I apologize, 4, and win this series 3-1 over your, I guess now 3rd or maybe even 4th place Flawless Cowboys, as they put another L on the board. And FoHammer once again staying in number 1, playing absolutely lights out. If it wasn't for that capture the flag on Truth, I would say they played a perfect series, a perfect day, if you will. Just that capture the flag Truth might have just gotten away with them. And Flawless Cowboys was able to change the pace up and play extremely fast and extremely efficient. Now, if there's one criticism I have for this FoHammer squad is, are they objective efficient enough on flag? If they need that player to be in the opposing enemy bases, being that Walsh-like player, ready to pull at any point in time, even pulling in bad situations. But either way, that was your game number 1. But don't touch that dial. You keep your mouse to your side. God help me, if you click out of that window, I will find you, because we have another game coming up in Amber Clad versus the Mall, 11 p.m. Eastern. And man, am I ready for this? Again, you guys, I'm Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting, aka I'm kind of a freaking big deal. You probably know by now. If you don't, I'm assuming you live under a rock. Patrick Starr. There's my social media I just put on the board right here. Never mind, because Streamlabs here. Oh my God, help me. Mr. Snow, tell us before I start cursing.
Yeah, you are 100% right. We are about to get these next players in here, so we're going to take a brief little break for a minute as I get them in there. But exciting place. You know, again, the X factor in that game, I think Bards by far, and as you mentioned, sort of is their objective play enough on CTF, and you know, we'll see, but they play phenomenally. But likewise, on the other side of the board there, you know, Excavate, Glitchy, Simply Fear Me, Nightmare, like still in the running here. You know, they played the first seed. They weren't necessarily expected to win, but played incredibly well. Now they can go back and look at some of this footage because those games are pretty close. You know, despite sometimes the 150 to 112 in this game, like there's really not a big window there for them to win that game. You know, that was just a couple of good plays by the opposing team that really prevented them from taking that one. So yeah, exciting stuff. And we'll be back in just a little bit for our next series.
Takes me far from the city to serenity, where everything shines and everything is pretty. All I think about is us, soaking in the sun, not one little buzz. Before I met you, it turned to us, just easy to love, easy to trust. Love, love, sometimes I worry you'll turn to dust, but then you look my way and the voice says hush. Love,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome back. I told you not to touch that dial. And look, when I promise something, y'all know I deliver. This is your week number 7. This is this is week number 7 V2, if you will, because Saturday night, 11 p.m. Eastern. Then you know what that means. That means in Amberclad, going up against the Mall. I'm your co-host, Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casted, aka I'm kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. And I'm joined to you by the man, the myth, the legend, the best in the business, best caster, woman, child, Mr. Snow. Tell us.
Thank you so much for that. As always, wonderful introduction. Yeah, I'm super excited to be casting with the NAHL. It's been a great game so far. Yesterday and tonight, we're about to finish up our week 7, so closing out the season really soon. This next one in Amberclad versus the Maw. This is what our 4th and 5th seeds here so far. Only a couple more games left for them to sort of crawl that up, get a better position for the playoffs. And I'm told this new in Amberclad team is one to be reckoned with here. So we've got Financial, Ripset, Costa Clan, and Bistexan. Apologies if I'm not correct. Bashan, excuse me. Thank you for that fix. Yeah, these names, always elude me. But I've heard that this is a pretty hot team right now. So hopefully we'll get to see some awesome games. What are your thoughts going into this first one? Coliseum capture the flag. Why not?
My thoughts are it's gonna matter. It's definitely gonna matter because Flawless Cowboys has fallen into the 4th place spot. And Amberclad needs a win, or so they can secure that 3rd place. If not, they'll actually fall into 4th. Just a cluster right now. Because if they lose, you'll have 3 teams that are tied for 4 and 3. If Amberclad wins, they're gonna secure that 3rd place seeding going into week number 8, and they'll still have to. I mean, obviously they'll still have to play it out, if you will. But either way, game number 1 is going to be obviously important. You have Bastion and Costa Clan who can drop 40 at almost any point in time, going up against the teamwork, the chemistry of Sunny Shadow, Beastish, Critical, and Yachty T. They've been playing together for quite some time, so they know each other. They truly do.
Yeah, and we're going to jump into this one right now. And I think, Beastish is one of the players that I'm vaguely familiar with, a beast, if you will. So I'm excited to see them play. And Coliseum capture the flag, it's an interesting map too, because you sniper side's so closed off. So that tends to be where I think you see a lot of action. The snipers over there, it's a good area to go. There's a lot of verticality too, sort of for some flanks, getting away, playing your life really well. Frequently you see a lot of good players sort of working that area well. But of course, in a capture the flag game, if all the action's happening on that side, we've definitely seen players just grab that flag, go out to the corner, and just quickly go through trench if they're running that right and get a nice flag cap there. So certainly sort of something to watch out for as we start and continue this game.
Absolutely. It looks like we're going to be starting on board here with the Captain Beastish, aka Josh, making his way over towards the blue maze side of things. Actually, throwing some really good nades over towards Snipe Ramp, and now getting the flank over towards Silver. I'm liking what Beastish is doing right now, getting right behind the enemy lines. Let's see what he can do, Snow. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, it looks like he missed that little bit jump trying to get up to top cat, take this position, but cleans up Ripsets with a nice little shot there. Of course, he's going to unfortunately fall back down and lose that position. But yeah, love to see that first play out of him.
Absolutely. Switching on board here with Sunny Shadow, but Sunny Shadow goes down. Now we're going to switch on board here with Financial, the Captain, El Capitan. Three shots in his sniper rifle clip, and never mind. It goes down. Down goes Financial.
I wonder if he, was he trying to sort of take that off the map, recognizing, he had a tough time there, not a lot of support with his teammates, or maybe it's just a little bit of misstep. Same as we saw Beastish miss a little bit of that clamber earlier over at Snipe side. And yeah, I'm curious. I'm still on board here with Financial, but he's making his way back over. Of course, the sniper is not there anymore, so he's nading into the cave, trying to make a play over here as jumps back up top cat, sort of recognizing there's an opponent over on that rocket side, and trying to make a push here on this side with his team. This guy's playing a little slow, in my opinion, but hey, slow and steady wins the race. They're sort of feeling each other out, wondering how hot they really are coming into this first one.
Absolutely, Sunny Shadow getting the triple kill and now going for the recover, doing a great job of clearing out his base and then putting some great damage on Costa Clan. Sunny Shadow going absolutely off. But back in the day, I thought Sunny Shadow was a support player. Not anymore. This man has been promoted to main Slayer, doing a great job of controlling the snipe side of things. 0-0 right now with 10 minutes, 13 seconds with the gameplay. And the Maul is playing great. They're playing objective, efficient, and they are slaying out Snow. They can take a lead because they're already putting in fight.
Yeah, they're doing that, and Sunny Shadow and his teammate just nading out that player in case. Sunny Shadow's going to make a good run here. This is exactly the run that you tend to see. That's sort of the best case scenario. So you run it through. You got a lot of cover here in this area, and yeah, I mean this could equally be a cap right here unless Red's able to make a big play, which it looks like they're trying to do.
They tried, but they failed because the Maul actually put a flag on the board. Luckily, Amber Clad, the Maul has gone 3 down, so we're going to see if they can capitalize on this counter cap. It's not easy to do in Halo 5. You're able to spawn and thrust slide and get across the map as fast as possible. We're going to see if the Maul if Amber Clad can pull this off. We have rocket launchers in the hands of this player right here. Gonna hop on board. Oh, and he goes down. So back and forward action. I can't even keep up. I can't even keep up, Snow.
Yeah, good plays by blue team there. Like, I forget exactly who that was. Sort of, oh, Lad Critical making that flag grab, just as we saw all of red team pushing in, 3 of them on snipe side trying to get that flag. Of course, they will tie it up, getting that return, and looking like they're trying to make another run of it here.
My gosh, Bastion doing a great job of getting that double kill, putting the damage down, getting the assist, pulling the flag, getting it towards elbow. Sadly, wasn't able to capitalize on that one. Yachty T gonna get the recov and now go towards what Yachty T can do. Putting some good shots on Bastion now, taking out one of the slaying leaders. You need to make sure you contain Bastion, and Yachty T doing a good job of doing that. And now immediately pushing right back up with his team, and they have an Amber Clad 2 down once again. You know what that means? Yachty T's going in this objective efficient squad. They don't miss a flagpole almost ever.
Yeah, nice setup there, exactly what you want to see. Look at that, they're taking that the same way. This time, Lad Critical with the sniper, sort of locking down that path, trying to prevent players from overextending on that side, and it looks like they're going to go and get another quick flag run there to go up 2-1. And you know, this is really putting the pressure here on Red. Like, they're down a couple, they've lost 2, you know, really clean flag poles and flag caps out of them all.
Lad Critical trying to do a great job of killing out his base with that sniper rifle, controlling, oh my gosh, controlling the cave. You know that's exactly what an Amber Clad wanted to do. Wanted to get into that cave and wreak havoc, but Lad Critical was not letting it happen. He simply was not. 7 minutes and 45 seconds with the gameplay. We have a 2-1 lead in favor of the Maul.
Yeah, a couple players down. I like where Ripsets is here. He's just holding down this cave position, putting in shots, not playing his life. His teammate, though, is going to run that as sort of like an interesting angle through the pit, or trench, as most would call it. And, you know, that's an interesting option for them. And they got it pretty far, so hopefully now they play on this side of it. They're able to get these slays and put this cap in and tie it back up.
Absolutely, and Financial just went down right there trying to defend off that flag, and now we have a tied-up game. Red team in Amber Clad was able to put it back in. Ripset's getting a nice little 5 right there. I saw him working with Ripset as he makes his way over towards Red Elbow, clearing out his base. This is the first time in Amber Clad starting to show some real life right there. They're able to get that flag cap and clear out their base, but can they continue? Because as of right now, the Maul has another flagpole. Yachty T has already gotten it out.
Yeah, and though they were down a couple players, so I like that play though, because it basically forces Red to sort of go and now jump on this flag. It doesn't give them an opportunity to sort of make a play for sort of mid control when they have a couple players up.
Absolutely, showing Dave, aka Costa Clan, some love here. Costa Clan, another player that can go off at any given time, but not when you have 3 players looking at you. I promise you that. You ain't gonna be doing nothing in the slays department when you have 3 pistols focused on you. Kind of switching gears to Beastish, aka the captain, the engine, the conductor that makes this train run. But hold on, the Maul have just gone 3 down. No, they just went 3 down.
Yep. 3 down, taking some mid position here, forcing all these players to spawn over on elbow. That's exactly what you want to do. And yeah, interesting position. If they can capitalize on this will be huge.
I'm sorry, Snow. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but my man Joy Slays, aka Barry, just tipped freaking dollars, man. Let me tell you guys, we're here for the bragging rights, but man, it's all about the money. And Joy Slay's already know. Thank you very much, Joy Slay. That was honestly very kind. It goes right in my pocket.
If only, but yeah, seriously, thank you so much for that as always. Any support that anyone wants to give, whether it's viewership or money or whatever you have, being a part of this community is always a blessing. So thank you so much for that. And 3 players now down for red, as we're in sort of there we go, and that exactly seals the deal there. That last slays, and the Maw is able to take that first one 3-2 in a very, very tight, close game, really coming down to the sort of just 1 or 2 great plays.
And what the Maul brings to the table is not only are they able to slay you out, but they do it while doing it on your side of the base. Never do you see the Maul die on their side of the base. They always are playing on the on their opponent's side of the base. So that's why they're so objective efficient. As soon as they get those slays, they pull the flag immediately. They don't skip a beat, and that's what makes the Maul so dangerous. Now we're going to see if this can carry over into a Slayer game type.
Yep, agreed. Next one's going to be Rig Slayer, and yeah, we'll see how those rotations, that pressure that you're going for the objective play, because really if you look at the stats, I think that the slays were more or less even between the 2 teams, so this one could definitely go to a 50-49 50-48 type situation. And given the way all these guys are playing pretty hot, right, we saw a lot of really good plays, no one really struggling in that game as far as I can tell. So yeah, this should be a nice one.
Absolutely. I'm actually switching on board here with we have the Rig Slayer. Again, as I said before, the Rig is so punishing. Again, if you're not firing on all cylinders from the start of the game, you can go 2 or 3 down, and then your spawns can get punished. They can put the pressure on you and make you as uncomfortable as possible. And I think that might play in. I think Slayer usually plays in favor of a team like an Amber Clad, because they have those players that can go off at any point in time. But I don't know, man. The teamwork. That is the name of the game when it comes to the Rig. And let me tell you, the Maw simply has. They play for each other. And they play for the win.
I mean, teamwork makes the dream work, right? That's always the case. That's the saying. And in this map and game type, hopefully that is the case for them. Tend to see sort of like almost standoffs between outside and inside, and sort of that type of map control. As I'm starting off here with Yadi, who I don't know if he's getting a whole lot of pressures. He's taking this position over in the basement window, and this camo is still up as these players are just trying to get the map control so they can actually get away with that camo. And yep, there you go. The Maw gets away with it.
And that is absolutely insane, if you ask me. The Maw able to defend the weak side of the map for camouflage, and able to somehow go away with it. Get away with it. Excuse me, I apologize. Beastitch with camouflage in hand makes his way towards Engine 2. Going to try to get them, almost gets the backslide right there. Makes that player one shot with a 3-3 tie with 11 minutes and 20 seconds for the game.
Yeah, and look at the fear that he put in those players as soon as they were like, oh my god, the Invis player's here, and Beastitch just, his teammates there for support, those beautiful nades. Now he's got Invis and Sniper. What a deadly combo. He can just basically walk wherever he wants, take some really interesting angles. His team's mostly outside. He's now looking inside, misses that no-scope, connects with the second one, but it is not a headshot, and now the Sniper will change hands.
Sniper rifle changing hands indeed. We're actually on board here with Costa Clan with the sniper rifle in hand. There's some great shots across the map with the pistol. He said, hey, my pistol's a long-range threat as well. Takes that player out. We have an 8-6 lead in the blue team squad. We're going to see if Costa Clan can get some momentum on this red team squad and take the lead back.
Yes, you tend to you see players sort of position themselves exactly as Costa Clan is doing here. Able to be hidden but see these angles through long haul, through to back cab. He's doing just that. Picks the head barely off of the Addy. Now, one of those things like grab a kill, then rotate back quickly. They know where I am now, so I'm gonna just play this angle. It's his teammates trying to support him as they take the lead 9-8.
Taking the lead indeed. I'm still on board here with Costa Clan, who actually still has 2 sniper bullets left. His team does indeed end up taking that lead, 12-9 lead in favor of Amber Clad. They're finally trying to put show some life here and maybe tie up the series. The last thing you want to do is go down 0-2 in a best-of-5 series. Not a good feeling, and it's very hard to come back from. Reverse sweeps are not very common, especially at this level of gameplay.
Yeah, and I mean, taking a quick look again at the stats from this whole season, there've been a lot of 3-0s, so certainly the momentum factor is huge. As now we see the Maw taking the camo away this time.
And my man, Mr. Kolek, dropping the big follow. If y'all don't know Mr. Kolek by now, and someone give him a shout out in the chat real quick. Mr. Kolek, I've been playing Halo for God knows how long. I'm gonna let his age know a little bit. Obviously, a huge influencer in the community. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Kolek. Really do appreciate it.
Nice back and forth here. A couple players, of course, going down for red team. It's gonna give Blue an opportunity to start to push, but they do so. And Financial going on with him, getting a nice double with that long-range weapon. It's not one you often see too much, though this map does lend itself to have a lot of really long-range angles. And so, as I mentioned before, you know, this one much less rotation and more, you know, control certain parts of the map. You can see it's sort of they're splitting it inside, outside, or in some cases, you know, nest and tower. So these players are just trying to take the best positions, play their lives as best they can, and you know, not give up any easy kills. You know, this is a nail biter right now, 22-19. So it's very much still anyone's game.
Absolutely. Look, we're switching gears over towards Yachty T, who's trying to kill the pest across the map. He just can't land those shots. Ripset was working that railing, working that pole like he knew it. Oh, here we go. 3 down goes in Amberclad, just there at the Maw, playing very efficient right now, and now have a lead, 23-22 lead in favor of the Maw with 8 minutes and 5 seconds worth of gameplay. Mr. Snow, this is back and forward action. I know how much you love that.
I do love it, and you know that play by Yachty trying to make that push for that last player was huge. Though what I really love is, you know what, he missed it, right? He missed his stabilized clamber there, but you know he took a better position here. Of course, getting taken out by Ripsets right there, but took a position because he knew those players were going to spawn out. That cat, and yeah, going back and forth, 25-24. You know, couldn't ask for a closer game as we hit the middle mark of this game.
Absolutely right here. I'm going to start him with actually Ripsets. Switching gears to Ripsets, but he goes down thanks to to Sunny Shadow. But here we go, Costa Clan getting away with the invis right now. This could be very important. 7 minutes and 20 seconds worth of gameplay left in the game. They have a 2-kill lead. This might be what Amberclad needs in order to put some separation between these two teams.
Yeah, exactly that. And you can see Costa, all these players being very patient with the camo. It's just so nice to see, right? Because it's so frustrating, as all of you know, like when you make a bad play with the camo and you're like, oh, I wasted that, you know? Because camo can be, if not a couple of kills, it's at least valuable information, right? You saw him sort of taking a good position up top in the middle of the map saying, okay, all right, I'm going to see where I know all these players are. And especially the aspect of if I don't see a player or if I don't see anybody, I know they're not there. And so you can use sort of deduction to figure out where the enemy is. You know, again, both teams clearly doing that well as we now hit 31-32 mark as it goes back and forth.
Absolutely. I took a little quick peek at the scoreboard. My man Lad Critical is laying out right now 10 kills. It's only 7 deaths. The only player in double digits kills right now. And we also have Yachty T dropping 10 assists. And this is what you expect to see out of a squad like the Maw. They are so efficient when it comes to playing with each other, getting those assists, teamwork. They're out assisting their opponents right now, and that's largely the reason why they have a 5-kill lead, 36-31. Now approaching the 6-minute mark. Let's see if the Maw can close this out and take your game number 2.
Yeah, and they were sticking real close together there. I got hit by a good grenade, but sticking close together like that, able to put team shots on players, catch them unawares, and unable to, you know, get behind corners, duck away when, you know, when you're being shot at. I mean, Halo, as we all know as well, one of the slowest slayers, right? The kill time is very slow. There's a lot of, especially with the thrust boost, it's kind of like a get out of jail free card. So, you know, being able to sort of take that away from your opponents by really stacking players on top of one another and forcing those 2 and 3-on-1s in very tight quarters is exactly what can lead to this kind of, you know, separation now as it's 40-36. And yeah, Beastish here with the sniper rifle locking down this position, takes out Cluster Clan, a couple members going down for red team. And yeah, they don't even need to push this. They're just going to keep holding this position and try and close this one out.
Yeah, you know what? I like that. Again, you got to be a tactician when it comes to a game like Halo. It's so strategic, and Blue Team trying to make as little mistakes as possible. I'm actually on board here. Switching gears with a Ripset that makes way towards Sewers. Now going to get rewarded with a camouflage. Great timing coming out of him. Now, we have a little bit less than 5 minutes with the gameplay left. His team is currently down by 8. Let's see what he can do to dig away at this lead, if you will.
Yeah, and you know he's gonna go now using this camo. He's gonna go try and hopefully take a more aggressive position here and help his team finish off some of these kills. Another use of camo that, you know, if you're not gonna be the lone wolf of it, make sure you're with your team. You know, and if somebody's having a one-on-one and they think they're having a one-on-one, and then you just kind of pop out of nowhere and throw in a couple extra shots, like that's huge too. And so you see Ripset's doing exactly that. Now with the scatter shot, that's a deadly combo. Of course, 47-41, he's got to still play it. They got to play pretty much perfect Halo here, get some good rotations and good slayouts to be able to bring this one back, as they have to outslay their opponent 8-2.
Yeah, pretty much perfect Halo indeed. I'm actually going to switch on gears with Bastion right now. He's controlling white quarter, now going to make his way over towards the carbine side of things. He has a 3-shot sniper rifle in hands. If he uses it correctly, he can easily get the team right back in it, and that he is doing. He already got 1 kill, makes that 1 player 1 shot. They're only down by 4 kills. It's going to be hard, but in Amberclad can do it. But as I say that, the ball come back and take it 50-44, and that's your game number 2 in this best of 5 series. Wow. Jeez, no, I thought Amberclad was going to come back right there. Bastion was going absolutely ham with that sniper rifle.
He was playing it well too, right? Like he was being, for my liking, he was actually being a little bit too aggressive, but he was trying to help his team, because we saw Yadi off stream, I think, get a nice double kill to close that one out. And you know, Bastion with the sniper rifle, recognizing that he was like, we need to keep up our momentum here. I got a couple kills. Like, we need to push them. We need to push them hard, because that's exactly how you string this together against a team who's, you know, capable of slaying, as we clearly saw. So nicely done. Beastish leading the squad there with 14, but hey, what a nice little run there. 14, 13, 12, 11 out of their squad. Everybody very equitable, a lot of assists on them. So phenomenal plays.
My gosh, I'm actually looking at the scoreboard right now, and man, does it look pretty. They got 14, 13, 12, 11, as you said, come out of Beastish, Critical, Sunny Shadow, and Yachty T. Then you have 13 assists, 2 players with 11 assists come out of this blue team squad, out of this the Mall squad. And in Amberclad, I mean, Bastion dropping 16 kills, leading all slays, very respectable right there, but simply just not enough. The teamwork coming out of the Mall is absolutely insane. And in my opinion, if you can't beat them on a Slayer, I mean, good luck being on objective, because that's their bread and butter. That's their go-to, if you will. Luckily, in my opinion, I think they're more of a flag team than a strongholds team. But either way, it's gonna be very tough to beat this team on any objective.
Yeah, agreed. And I mean, even just taking what we know from these last 2 games, you know, that small sample set, of course, but beating them 3-2 on Coliseum. Granted, very, very close game, could have gone either way. Same with the Slayer, but that little X factor, especially when they were, you know, holding those right angles, you know, sort of zoning their opponents there, controlling the power weapons and the power ups. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. And you know, we've said it a million times before. We'll say it again. The rotations for Stronghold are huge. You know, in this particular case, right, you've got really 2 strongholds that have high ground position. Catwalk and Nest are both high ground position strongholds. So, you know, being able to like at least have eyes on those to prevent your opponents from getting them, even if you don't have them, then or at least making any pressure and push on them, that's going to be a key to success, I think.
Absolutely. I'm actually we're starting off here with Bastion as he makes his way over towards the blue outside side of things, getting a nice flank on Sunny Shadow. Oh my gosh, him working a little 1-2 combo, bait and switch, if you will. And here comes Critical flying and trying to get the cleanup, and he gets it. He gets it. The Maul slay out in Amberclad, now going to win that blue Ben battle.
Yeah, Bastion missing a couple of shots there, and blue team's going to take the first stronghold of this game pretty late too, right? I love to see this sort of players being very strategic about it, not just sort of jumping on things, especially like going out into the map as opposed to taking the ones that might be closer to their home. And yeah, it's nicely done. It's now Bastion gets a good little double kill, but 3 players down for red, now 3, 2 down for blue, and this is going back and forth despite the fact that you know, the Maw is taking control of that objective play. And you said that, Tony. You were like, you know what, these guys, this is their bread and butter here, is the objective play. And so, you know, that's gonna be the X factor here, is how well they can play this objective, and they're up 2-1 stronghold.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm on here with Costa Clan doing a great job of controlling out that outside of the spawn. Here goes, that's 2 to 3 down for the Maul right now. We're gonna see Costa Clan fly all the way to outside blue, but he's gonna have to win this pivotal battle on this blue Ben side of things. Like,
yeah, I mean, traded, right? Yeah.
That was a beautiful stick. That was a beautiful stick. But either way, trip cap in favor of In Amber Clad. Now here we go. The Mauls finally on their back foot, on their heels right now. Let's see if they can come back, slay out, and get a couple of bases. Because right now, In Amber Clad has all the momentum on their side, despite not having the lead yet.
Yeah, they really do, slaying out very, very well. And I like that. I'm seeing now Ripset sort of make sure that sort of locking down this catwalk. And when you have a triple cap like this, it almost becomes easier in a way, because you can basically say, okay, forget about the strongholds. Like, let's just find them, find the players, slay them out.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. When you have that trip cap, it's almost like you have an extra radar, because as soon as a player goes after a hill, you can collapse on it. You know exactly where they're going. The only thing you can't control too well, but sometimes is the spawns, because spawns are a little erratic when you have all three bases. But either way, and my man and the bow dropping the big follow. Whew. Again, I liked you before, but now I love you.
Lad Critical with this camo, playing it very smart, sort of taking top cat position, sort of calling out, figuring out where to go next, dies there. But I like this, they're not, panicking yet. Of course, we still see sort of a nice run here from Red Team now, 44 and counting, but they still have time. They still have time.
They still have time. Indeed, Bastion makes some really good plays with that overshow. Now challenging outside blue right there, getting the trade off on critical. They currently have a 48-18 lead. Mind you, the Maul opened up so well, but In Amber Clad, they kept it together, kept level heads, slayed them out, and now and haven't looked back since. Thank you very much for Soul Tanic for the follow. Really do appreciate you, man. I love you.
Yeah, Soul Tanic, that's a good buddy of mine, man. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it's MG Clips, Final Boss coming in here too. So always appreciate the support. Joining all our communities of one. We're all trying to do awesome things. So love to see it, and yeah, love to see this great gameplay right now, especially as we see this team sort of breathe some life here, down 0-2 in the series, and now Red making a nice little comeback here. Of course, just as I say that, the Maw's gonna sort of reinvigorate themselves, say, okay, you know what, that's enough. We're down enough here. Let's actually turn on the gas and start to slay out these strongholds.
Yeah, absolutely. Lad Critical, oh my gosh, Lad Critical do a great job of pushing toward that outside blue, but it goes down almost immediately. And here comes the Mars. As you said before, they have 2 caps on the board now. They're down 61-25 right now, but at least they have some momentum and they're putting some good points on the board. Let's see if they can get away with those power-ups and extend and maybe extend this comeback.
Yeah, possibly. Of course, you're seeing really still good slays out of Red. And right now, Yadi, I think has that invis, able to take him out. He does, and that's going to keep them with 2 strongholds. Huge plays by him right there, staying alive. And as they mount this comeback, even going down a couple of players. And of course, now still getting hit by all those shots. Good job by Red, by an Amber Cloud, just to take him out of the equation now.
Absolutely. We're switching on gears with Costa Clan doing a great job of trying to clear out this blue base, getting the melee, taking out Sunny Shadow right there. That was quite impressive. Now going straight after blue flat, not skipping a beat is Costa Clan. I would say Costa Clan and Bastion play incredible. Speaking of Bastion, 13 kills right now, was the first player to get into those double digits. 68-37 lead in favor of the red team squad, and they just put a trip cap on the board. Snow, how do you like that?
Yeah, I love it. And like you said, Bastion's been playing phenomenal. Like, he's just been moving around the map so fast. You can see him like sprinting and getting back smacks on people, sort of dipping and diving, getting them in behind them. And that's actually what's really MVP of this game right now is every time that you're in a position to make a play, every time that you are in a position to see other players, like, that matters. And he's been able to not only do that, but also then capitalize by that.
My gosh, actually switching gears to the red team right now. In Amber Clad of 94-37 lead. They have the trip cap. This is all but over. I think the Maul, actually at this point, it's mathematically impossible for them all to come back. That is going to be your game number 3 in favor of In Amber Clad. We're gonna see if they can pull off this reverse sweep. It takes 1 to get to 3. Snow. They can't get to 3 without taking 1. So momentum going to their side. Now if they can take this game number 4, they can force a game. And once you get to that game number 5 Slayer, it don't matter what you did at that point. At that point, it's all about heart and who wants it more. But either way, they got to get to that game 4 before you get to game 5, Snow.
Yeah, and that's great momentum. They should feel really good about their performance there. Obviously, heating up, playing as a team well, like rotating. They clearly knew that map super well, and so hopefully they can translate that over into Echelon Oddball. Like I would say, with my limited experience, it's a similar type of map, though I think it plays more close quarters than Eden necessarily did. So hopefully they'll be able to keep up that pressure and the slays, especially when you're now trying to manage not strongholds, not just being in an area for a moment of time and then defending it, but actually having one player down really and holding that ball who's more or less, not necessarily contributing to the fight in the full fashion that he would be if he's not holding the ball. And so that's going to be a challenge for both of these teams as they try and rack up points in an oddball game.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you 100% on that. That Echelon ball coming up next. Look at the scoreboard right now. And oh my gosh, great job by Amberclad. I'm looking at the score, the slays. It was almost even across the slays department. Not as many assists as I would want as you would see from a team like the Maul, but they're just clearly winning their individual battles and just overpowering this Maul squad. And like I said, I think if you can win a strongholds, I think we can win a ball, especially on echelons. I want to see what this team can do. Obviously, controlling the camouflage, controlling the rocket launcher. Again, this is NAHL. We don't baby you. There are no weapon timers. You need to be on point, knowing that rocket launcher is going to be coming up every 2 minutes and controlling it, because you're not getting babied here. I promise you that.
Yep. Yeah, but thankfully it is the same, it's the same thing as a weapon pad. It just doesn't show up on your HUD. So, okay, the 3-minute timer for the sniper. Excuse me, 2 minutes for some of the other various power weapons, and like rockets and such are going to be 2 minutes. And so you look down at the clock, and I feel like most people are paying attention to that in terms of the power-ups as well. So, but hey, you've said it a bunch of times, Tony, like having a coach there really, really helps. Like even if he's just in the background that just says like, hey, camo in 30 seconds, camo in 10 seconds, like set up for it. Same thing with the power weapon. So it's just that extra little bit of information. It gives your team the ability to set up appropriately, because those are the things that make a difference in these games, as we see it time and time again. Those power weapons, those power ups, like they're what make Halo, and the differentiation is huge there, because the kill times for those kind of power ups and weapons are huge.
And speaking of coaches, if you guys want to take a game up to another level, I want you guys to look at that Spartan Beat program right below the About section. Make sure you sign up but not yet, because we have some phenomenal gameplay coming away. Financial whip in that rocket launcher, worse than Chris Puckett himself, and they go down 2-2 right now. 8-0 lead in favor of the Red Team squad. They're putting points on the board. It'd be a lot easier if they had that rocket though.
Yeah, and there we go. Yadi with the invis doing a nice play, sort of flanking in around there. A little bit of a slow flank, but just getting back smack after back smack. Sort of these red players cannot figure out where he is. I want to see him now explore on the map a little bit more. Picks off Ripsets there, who's one shot, so just guarding this certain angle. And with invis, he should be able to do a little bit more, but hey, nicely done so far, getting his team some ball time is there now. Take it.
Yeah, Bastion's a tough kill, whether you have camo or not. Bastion's a very tough kill on board with that, as he gets taken out by Beastish. Now the Maul putting some good points on the board here. And the Amberclad is 2 down. There's a 28-9 lead in favor of the Maul. Let's see if they can capitalize on this.
Yeah, Beastish is playing this well, rotating, seems to be consistently finding players to shoot in the back, which is always a nice thing to see when you're a Halo player. Like, oh great, this person's not looking at me, awesome. And yeah, enabling his team to get some more ball time as somebody's taking that over to the Pelican side now. I'm not a huge oddball player, I think I said that before, but this map confuses me, but I frequently see players go over to that Pelican side because it's so easy to play the ball, right? Like if you feel like you're not winning the slays anymore, your team's collapsing in on you, you play that ball, you reset it, and forces all the teams to re-coordinate around that objective, and that's what we're seeing a lot of times happen here with this ball.
So you got to control the pace of the game. You got to control the slays, and even when you have ball, you got to play super smart. You can't be a sitting duck. You got to be able to either drop the ball and put some good shots down, or you have to be ready to play the ball, because the last thing you want to do is not play the ball and give the other team seconds. You can control the entire pace of the game by simply playing it early, playing it often, and being as efficient as possible. 41-16 lead in favor of the Maul right now, and in Amberclad have just gone 4 down. Snow, they just went 4 down.
Yeah, and that's always tough to see here when that happens. Now, of course, Bastion spawning, he's going to get slayed out. And this is going to give the Maw more opportunity to put points on the board. Now, it does go to 150, so this is not really close to being over, but being slayed for dead is a tough one. And so now we're trying to see them retake the map control they need. It's sort of the Maw has control here. They're able to find these players out as financials, trying to get some rocket kills. Doesn't do it. Beach just takes them out with a double kill. And yeah, I think the control of the map here is definitely in favor of the Maw.
Absolutely. I would definitely say that I would definitely agree with you on that one. Actually, switching gears over to Yachty T, a member of the Maw, doing a great job of clearing out this blue side of things. The Maw guy kind of by himself on Pelican right now. Yachty T goes down because Bastion wins that gunfight. Sunny Shadow goes down, and now we have the ball guy critical kind of by himself because they're forced to play it. But either way, 77-16 lead in favor of the Maw, and they're doing a great job of getting that ball off the map. At no point in time is AmberClad able to put good points on the board because as soon as they get those slays, the ball instantly is off the map almost immediately. Yeah, exactly. They're able to grab it now, but there's a couple members down, and they're being pushed super hard. Ripset's just sort of trying to hang out around this pizza area. Unfortunately, not really involved in many fights. He is trying to fight Beach Dish, but Beach just gets the better of him. And yeah, 3 more members go down. 4 in AmberClad, and yeah, I feel like this has got to kind of hit their confidence a little bit as Beach Dish and his squad are just kind of running train on them a little bit. They absolutely are. And it's not like they're super winning the slays bad. The slays are fairly close, but the scoreboard is simply not. And that's because the Maw are so good at being objective efficient. When they slay around the objective. When they die, they make sure that the objective is off the map. They make it almost impossible for you to make large runs because they play near perfect. Sunny Shadow, the rocket launcher in hand, but Coastal Clan. Oh my gosh, Coastal Clan goes down. Sunny Shadow getting another kill with that rocket launcher right there. 89-39 lead. Oh, Camel. There's no Camel there?
Yeah, huge play by Coastal Clan there, protecting Camo for as long as he did, and then Bishan able to pick up that double kill. Now his team has the ball, so like, it was a huge heads-up play. He was being pressured. The Camo guy was like almost gonna die right at the spawn, but then he came in and really saved his life, and so that was a huge play. Able to down some ball time, and down about 50 points here. Is big because now we're getting to the later half of this game. You got to start to really pay attention because if it gets scrappy, the team that's winning is going to win those scrappy fights.
And my gosh, Beastish dropping the ball, getting a fantastic. They taking out that player that was pushing him almost single-handedly right there, and putting in AmberClad momentarily 3 down, 113 lead, 46 lead in favor of the Maw. They're playing absolutely insane, and AmberClad simply cannot break the setup that the Maw has right now. They're having such a hard time doing so. Snow, they're having a hard time doing so.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is that you saw Beastish just drop the ball there, right? He went to go help his teammate. And granted, it doesn't look like it worked out for them super well, but of course, the enemy hasn't been able to pick up the ball. And AmberClad still doesn't have that quite yet. They just picked it up right now. So while he, yes, sacrificed a couple seconds worth of time, he wasn't really in a position to milk it now. Still only 113. This game's not necessarily close to being over, so he's elected to try and help his teammates make the play, and again, prevented sort of a bigger loss in this later part.
And the one thing I find really weird right now is that AmberClad has a setup right now in blue. They have the ball, and I'm thinking that's good, but I just look at the time. It's getting close to Camo time. So at this point, the Maw may be spawning out, but spawning out is spawning closer to Camo.
Yep, and as we always say, she's close to Clan looking at it right now. He's going to get a nice grenade, lays his teammate a little bit there. The Camo is not quite burned yet, though, so Close to Clan is going to make a play for it. Unfortunately, he dies to a nice double kill by Beastish, and these guys are all still set up for it, though, so no one has taken it. And this next Camo could be huge in terms of whether or not the Maw is going to be able to get an even more significant lead or a nice little comeback from in AmberClad.
Yeah, I'm actually switching on board here with Beastish, who has the camouflage in hand, all the way over towards top pizza, watching the cutoffs as best as he can. Gonna go for a little bit of backside play. Very sneaky on Coastal Clan. He's gonna go for the shots. Takes him out. 128-65 lead in favor of the blue team squad, and they had no signs of slowing down. I'm sorry, Snow. I don't want to say the game's over, but it is. It's over. The Maw play way too objective efficient. If you're gonna stop the Maw, you need to outpower them. You need to outslay them, and you need to do it by leaps and bounds. And sadly, in AmberClad just did not bring that tonight. They simply did not.
Yeah, no doubt that they didn't quite bring it yet. Of course, we do see a 3 down go for them all right there, but with 145 to 72 now, really they're just in scrap ball mode, and it's very difficult to come back from that. So we'll see how this evolves because yeah, and Amberclad has to play basically perfect Halo, and just as I say that, looks like there's all 4 alive. They have the ball, and that is game.
My gosh, fantastic work by them all, despite being behind in Amber Clad. Excuse me, I apologize. Despite being behind in Amber Clad as far as in the rankings, they were to come back, get a good win. Now they are 4-3 in the records. This is starting to shape up a little bit. This middle half of the ranking is so important. We're going into week 8 next week, and let me tell you guys, I'm personally excited about this because the mall is showing that they are so daggone good at being as objective, as efficient as possible. I'm a big fan of this team. Their teamwork that they and the quality slays and objective they bring to the table is absolutely insane. Look at the scoreboard. 150 to 72, taking that game, taking that series, 3 wins out of the best of 5. Snow, I can't say enough about this team. I really can't.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it too. Like even in the beginning of that game, right? Like the slays were relatively even, but the objective play was huge. The rotations, and now you look at it, right? They basically shut down Ripsets. Like he had a really tough time in that game in the later half of it. But that wasn't the case until until the midway point of the game. And so yeah, they were able to do that. And look at that, all equally participating in kills, assisting one another, and like you said, not necessarily even outslaying like super hard because they certainly died a fair amount of times. Lad Critical dying 17 times as well. Always hurts to do that, but hey, playing that objective is what counts. He held the ball for 66 seconds, so that's what you need in games, and you got to be able to delineate those responsibilities as need be in the game for each of your players, and it seems like they were able to do that tonight.
And yeah, guys, I mean, and this was your North American Halo League week number 7. We'll be closing things out here. That was in Amberclad versus the Mall. The Mall coming in, taking that win. But before that, at 10 p.m. Eastern, you saw Faux Hammer going up against the number 1 team going against the number 2 team. That was Flawless Cowboys, but Faux Hammer going again, keeping their number 1 seed, taking out Flawless Cowboys, knocking Flawless Cowboy out of second place. And at this point, I think they might even be 5th place at this point. But my gosh, fantastic work that we just saw by them all. Again, I'm your co-host, Why Not Be Reckless, AK Wanna Be Casting. AKA, I'm kind of a freaking big deal. If you don't know, now you know. And what was that, Biggie? Sorry. Okay, next week's, I don't know what it is. Can you throw it up on the screen? Gotcha. Next week we have on our Friday, August 14th, you have Flawless Cowboys going up against Charlie Foxtrot at 10 p.m. At 11, oh gosh, at 11 p.m. You have Faux Hammer, your number 1 seeded team, going against the Flood. We saw the Flood do some great things yesterday. Can't wait to see them again on Saturday. The Banished in Amberclad going up against going up against each other. The Banished, some of the SVB program guys, mind you guys, SVB program. You can scroll down and click on that, sign up as fast as possible, and then you have Hang 'em High going up against the Maw. I'm actually liking that squad. You have the reinvigorated Hang 'em High squad, just all new team going up against the teamwork, the team chemistry of the Maw. We're gonna see if the Maw can continue their dominance. But again, sorry about that. Why not be cast? Why not be reckless? AK want to be casting. AK, I'm kind of a freaking big deal. And my co-host here is Mr. Snow. Tell us something, Mr. Snow.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, I'm Mr. Snow, and like you mentioned, brand new to casting here, brand new to sort of connecting with everybody in the Halo community. Always super privileged to be able to be here with you and part of the NAHL and anybody else who is always willing to do awesome Halo things, Forge communities, game night communities, competitive communities. Like it's great. We're all getting ready for Infinite. This has been a long game. We're playing Halo 5. People have mixed feelings about it, but hey, there's still people playing it, doing it competitively, supporting one another. And, that's great. And I love it. And I want to keep doing that. So thanks so much. And getting ready for next weekend, week 8. These teams so far, as I'm new to this as well, like seeing these guys compete has been awesome. And I think each one of these teams just has the potential to steal these games. And it's going to be interesting to see sort of as the intensity increases for the end of the season and the beginning of the playoffs.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I promise you guys, in that playoff tournament, anybody can come in and take first place. I can throw a rock at my screen at the standings and pick and make a good argument for any team to win the tournament. I really can. I honestly, Fo Hammers played absolutely incredible, but all these other teams have had their moments. The Banished have shown dominance. The Flood has shown great work. Hang 'em High reinvigorated, just 3-0 like it was nothing yesterday. And the Mall's teamwork on objective is absolutely insane. You can make an argument for either one of these teams. But either way, guys, I want to thank the production team. You obviously have Biggie, just the backbone of this league. Here week in, week out, on time, doesn't complain, kind of good looking. Mark owns your face, the leader of this squad here, of the squad. He's really the conductor of this train. Mark on your face has a great league, North American Halo League. We don't baby you. Well, God bless. So send us out of here, Biggie. I can't even do this anyway. So send us out.
A good looking face.